Hello, Senior Stoner fans. It's the real Senior Stoner back at you. Today's Sunday. Welcome to your Carta Dab of the Day. I've been talking a lot lately about attitude, about mind over matter, about overcoming what you think you can't do. But I'm going to talk to you about something really important. Sometimes you shouldn't do things. Not about can do. Sometimes you shouldn't do. Thomas the engine kept saying, I can, I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, and finally he did. With bodies in pain, it's a little different. You can go, I think I can, I think I can, and if you don't and you can't, you need to ratchet it back down immediately. You know, do what you do in a book, like Thomas, and go, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I really can't, but I'm going to try anyway. That's not the smart way to do it. And it's very hard to do it when you're in the process of doing it. It's hard to shut yourself down and stop. I'll give you an example. It's so hot out that yesterday in the morning, I only took sugar for a block and a half walk. The heat turned us back. I looked at her. I said to myself, I said to her, I said, it's too much for both of us. I was already starting to have deep breaths in a block. So we came back. I took her last night. Today, I didn't even take her. It's not about, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Oh, I can't. I said to myself, should I? Should I? Should I? No. Walk her tonight. So these are easy things to know about and get in front of because it's more of a behavioral thing. You're doing something for someone or something versus your own body and mind. I talk about mind over body a lot. But sometimes there's a point where it's not advisable to push your body any further. What are the cues? How do we know when it's time for us to stop? Is it just the pain? Frankly, if you're in pain at that point, it's too late. You're in the pit. What would be the signals that it's too much before it's bingo, bingo, too much? Because guess what? You've got to get back from wherever you go. Oh my God, it's so bad. I'm a mile from home. How do I get home? Happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to many of you. So you've got to plan places and back, number one. You've got to plan getting to an event and doing whatever you're going to do at the event and then coming home. This is not easy to do in advance. A lot of times what we end up doing is doing it, I call on the fly. You're out, you're in the car, you begin to think about it, you take steps to make it a little easier for yourself, but you're there. So you still have to come back. Not like at the house before I left to go out today, I said it's too hot. So what do we need to do? A couple things I think would help. What we need to do is really take stock of what we think we can do physically. If our limit is a block, if our limit is 10 minutes standing, if our limit is 20 minutes driving, whatever those limits are, know those limits. If you have to write them down on a piece of paper, darn it, get a piece of paper and write them down. Know your limits. Then you have to know the things you want to do and like to do. And you got to know how long it takes, how hard it is, how many steps you have to go. Write it down. I'm not kidding. Write it down. Because this way, you're going to have a checklist that's going to say to you, I feel 5 out of 10 today. Here are the things that I can do that are the 5s. I feel 7 out of 10 today. Here are the things to do that are the 7s. I feel 2 out of 10 today. Well, there are fewer of them, but here are the things I can do at a 2. Not a pain level. It's how you feel. A 10 is you're ready to run around the world and lasso the moon. A 1, you're in bed gripping your intestines, your glands are up, and your back is out. Every possible thing is done. So it's how good you feel, not how much pain you're in. So if you had those barometers that you could use together, you might be able to withstand activity, because the challenge isn't the activity. The challenge is getting to the activity, doing the activity, and coming back from the activity. We don't account for that. With my plan, I believe we can account for that. We need to account for as many of the variables as possible. Variables when you get to a place. Is it crowded? Will you have a line to wait on? What about the temperature? How do you react to that? How are the seats inside? Are there seats inside? All this should become part of your decision tree on what to do. Well, my decision tree is take a little clementine distillate, new type today. But you can see the clarity of my distillate that I use, the yellowish hue. This is 99.9% pure, and I get it from a very specific source. And I have terpenes put in it either with clementine or applejack in this collection. We're going to do our dab right now and get on the dab train. Welcome, everybody. Cheers. Remember, I'm taking very light hits right now. On the dab train, here we go, choo-choo. But back to Thomas, the engine that could. Don't be Thomas, the engine that thinks he can. Be smart, the engine that finds out what is possible. Because when you get to the top of that mountain with the engine, you might not make it over. You might fall back. So, little planning, little forethought might take a lot of pain and discouragement out of all of our lives. This is the Real Senior Stoner, hoping we all get a handle on our capabilities and start measuring them. Have a great one, everybody. Cheers.